so I always come to this SEP Sunday and not know what I'm going to say, but I just thought of something and I wrote it on the back of the offering envelope. So, the chapels each day, so 5 different days, Monday through Friday, each chapel message focused on a different word, which you've seen in some of the pictures. They had these big banners. They were all words that started with B-E, so believe, belong, but it doesn't really matter for my message. So the first one, Monday night, was belong. And as Abel said when he was talking between songs, that was a big part of camp, the fact that you belong to God. And for me, I think that's the biggest thing that everyone kind of got out of camp, and especially what I was a lead counselor for the senior girls, like I've done the past 3 or so years. That's the favorite thing I like doing at camp. And the thing I just kept emphasizing to them was the same thing, that they belong to God. And one of the things that I kind of saw the necessity in them knowing that was every night, or we tried to every night. Oh, Jelly was my assistant. Every night we tried to have a few of the girls tell their life stories, or just, talk about their life, where they've come from. And like someone was saying, a lot of them come from really tough backgrounds. So they'll tell these stories, and more than half of the stories, the girls telling them would end up in tears, and the whole dorm would come and comfort them. And the thing they just needed to know was that even if they feel like they don't belong to their parents or their friends or whoever, they don't feel like they're loved by other people, they know now that they belong to God and that He loves them. So the girls would tell their life stories, and then we'd end it with, okay, what can we pray for you for? And they'd say a prayer request, they'd sit in the middle, and the whole dorm would go around and pray for them. And then we tried to, we ended up doing it, the night after that we would do words of encouragement for that person. So we'd say, okay, now we're focusing on Jackie because she told her story yesterday. So, and then everyone would go and say things that they'd noticed about Jackie that were, things to encourage her, things that they'd seen in her. And so through everything, they're finding out how much they are loved by God, by other people, loving them through God's love. So a huge thing out of camp was just, I feel like, sorry, I'm not really wording this right. The kids who come to SEP, they really, I don't know, I'm thinking the word self-esteem, but that's not it. It's seeing how God views them. They come out knowing how God views them, that He loves them, that they are created by Him. They're not just junk thrown out, trying to figure out what their purpose in life is. And they learn that through having their dorm members encourage them, through people listening to their stories, all that. And I was thinking also about the night activities. So all through the day, for those of you who haven't been to camp, all through the day there's different activities. And then at night there's always a big event for the senior camp and a big event for the junior camp. And so I'll talk about the senior camp because that's all I know, because that's where I was. On Tuesday night there's what David was referring to, the purity session. The guys are over here and the girls are over here, and they're all learning different things. But at least for the girls, they're learning a lot about what they're created to be, and how special they are, and how they need to show, they need to act like they are created by God, that they're daughters of the King, by not just showing off everything and and then the Wednesday night there's a dance, and that also gives them more self-esteem. Everyone this year was dancing. There weren't people sitting on the sides. Every time the guys would go over, ask all the girls, until all the girls were up on the floor. Everyone was dancing, and you weren't allowed to say no. If someone came over and said, will you dance? You weren't allowed to say no. And so it's just such a great experience for them to have that. And then Thursday night there's a variety show where people try out with they want to play the piano, they want to sing, they want to do there was a little comedy act, and different things like that. And that helps their self-esteem. And then Friday night there's a showcase for all the seniors did a different track where they would learn about worship, or they would learn about, or like leading worship like David did, or they would learn about a drama ministry or a dance ministry or whatever ministry, and then they get to go and show other people what they learned. And so all throughout camp, they're just really learning what God's created them to be and how much He's given them to bless others with. And it's just this time when they can just get filled up and they can leave camp ready to give out what they've been filled up. So yeah, that's it.